Yo, what's up? All right. So, for right now, I'm going to say that I'm done with the skin tones for right now, and I think I'm gonna work on. Hmm. I don't exactly know what part I should work on. Mm, hmm. I think I might work on his work uniform. I was gonna start working on the house, the portion of the house that's behind him and that window. I think that might actually be the better move, is if I do that part first. Uh, yeah, let's work on a little bit of the background. So first I need to clean off this paint palette. Yo, Dutch, what up? Dutch has got the butterfly effect, and I got a big Joan, and that shit really a wreck. So let me correct all the misconceptions when they step in it. About to learn the lesson, cause it's just art and education. It's just art and education. gonna play that beat back one more time, cause that shit was hot. Infowars.com. Oh, that's what's up. Infowars.com. What up, Chris? 'Not that track. Which one? Not that one. 9/11 Truth. Infowars.com. Infowars.com. 9/11 Truth. Infowars.com. Y'all know about that Infowars? If you are human, then we are equal. Time to take the power back, give it to the people. Open up the curtains, see through the evil. Cause they use deceptions, trying to deceive you. Bleed through injections, stick you with needles. My friend got vaccinated, still caught the measles. Gotta get the message out, travel like the Beatles. Sleep with the fishes, apply with the eagles. What can we do? Somebody ask me. Teach it to your children, they tell it to their classmates. Cause they are the future, living in the last days. But a young, brilliant mind will change the landscape. Bondage and slavery, let's try to escape. All to the course of the world with just a handshake. And I failed to graduate, so education mandate. Time to heal the problem, we can't fix it with a band-aid. So I tell the truth to my kids. Give them all the knowledge, then we play like recess. Sometimes we happy and sometimes we stress. Always follow your dream, don't live off regrets. So I tell the truth to my kids. Give them all the knowledge, then we play like recess. Sometimes we happy and sometimes we stress. Always follow your dream, don't live off regrets. If you never been poor, can't understand my story. Why I fight for the cause and never for the glory. Now they got my phone tapped, trying to record me. Cause all these lying politicians just bore me. No more patience for the fabrications. I just realized all the time we're wasting. All the other slaves, man, I'm really trying to save them. D1, what up, Pippin? He live our life freer than the Masons, and it's amazing how they got us brainwashed. Drive-bys with little kids playing in the sandbox. Won't travel the desert, they say the sand hot. Complain but won't try to fight to get what they got. Instead they watch TV and let their brains rot. While guns and drugs are part of their plot. And I just cannot fall for the system. You don't stand for something, then you fall as a victim. So I tell the truth to my kids. Give them all the knowledge, then we play like recess. Sometimes we happy and sometimes we stress. Always follow your dream, don't live off regrets. So I tell the truth to my kids. Give them all the knowledge, then we play like recess. Sometimes we happy and sometimes we stress. Always follow your dream, don't live off regrets. Got too much television, not enough books. Too many pawns, not enough rooks. Not enough queens, not enough kings. To teach our children how to do the right things. But every journey starts off with baby steps. You gotta stay on top, keep your grades in check. And you shouldn't have sex if you ain't ready yet. Gotta learn to manage money, don't get in debt. And if you got student loans, better pay the rest. Because a good credit score is a great success. But your Uncle Sam might get upset when he see me on the podium and you up next. Don't dwell on regrets, cause we fighting for the future. Call me the teacher, call me the tutor. Crucial decisions, this game is brutal. I'ma make a spark and let the fire run through you. Yeah, you heard this song before, cause I only got a few songs to listen to. Yeah, my music career is shattered. You know what I'm saying? I was run up out the music industry because I was Kendrick Lamar before Kendrick Lamar was Kendrick Lamar. And I was a little bit too ahead of my time. And so, well, that rain is back. And so I was ahead of my time. So people weren't feeling my rhymes. I had to stop writing them lines. And I started painting my mind. What? Bars.
Bars. Duchess. Alright, so I have some Van Dyke Brown, some burnt umber, some Indian red, and some yellow ochre on my palette. I'm going to play around with the background. You can see he's standing on the steps going up to the front porch of a house. The house itself and the ceiling of the front porch are just basically brown, so I'm going to apply a second layer of paint to that and start getting some of the truer details and tones into this background over here. Now we're going back to my homies beats. My homeboy Chris gave me a handful of beats to listen to. I'm gonna listen to these beats over and over and over until we all tired of it. It might take a while, cause I like it. I've been playing around with the idea for a couple years now. The last time I really recorded something was about 10 years ago, or a little more than 10 years ago now, because I've been painting for about 10 years. And when I started taking my art seriously, I just said fuck the music. But I still like to rhyme, you know what I'm saying? Freestyle and bullshit and shit like that. And there's a lot of social issues, political issues, economic issues, health issues, geopolitical issues all over the globe that I can talk about, you know what I'm saying? So once again, I keep playing around with the idea of just making a mixtape essentially for myself, just because I want to hear the shit that I want to hear, and nobody can't write it the shit that I want to hear better than me. But if I ever do it, I wouldn't try to push it like I did back in the day. It'll just be a little fun project, something for me to listen to when I'm in the studio or riding around town or something like that. You know, not trying to do shows or get signed or anything like that. Do a Dat Piff mixtape? Yeah, I might. Yeah, that is true. People are waking up a little bit. Motherfuckers want more conscious rap, you know, more music that has substance to it instead of just the hibbity hoobah, hibbity hobbit, hibbity hobbit. It's getting worn out, man. Let's talk about some stuff. Light in here is just the worst for you guys. I need this much light so I can see it, but it really fucks up you guys. I'm trying to get it where there isn't so much of a glare on it. But this piece is coming out really nice. That's all it is. Clayton Bigsby motherfuckers. Yeah, this guy who just popped in there. I'm not even gonna say your name, you know? It's cool though. Hey, shit, to each their own. Whatever floats your boat, man. If it make you happy, make me happy. If you like it, I love it, you know? But whoa, my nigga. Whoa. 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 Just. Yo, who the hell are these dudes popping up in here? How does PlayStation even allow you to have that tag? What in the 9/11 was funny? These guys, where we're in for an exciting evening, people. We have an audience. And the audience is full of a bunch of characters. And these guys are funny. They don't even have to say anything. It's just funny. Cool. Was 9/11 funny? It was funny in a way that our government was able to lie to everybody and damn near everybody believed that shit. Now that's funny. What happened? What happened was Muhammad Atta, and he got a message from Bin Laden, and Bin Laden told his homies, and they flew the planes into the buildings. How do you know? Well, because we found one of their passports. You found their passport? Where did you find it at? Oh, it was at Ground Zero. Whoa, wait. So you telling me this man was on a plane that flew into a building, and the plane blew up, the building collapsed to rubble, and you found his passport? Wait. What the fuck was his passport made out of? What? Well, why didn't y'all put some jets up there to see why the planes were off course for 20 minutes? Oh, we were flying Vigilant Guardian, and it was a mock flight mission, and we couldn't tell the difference between fake blips on the map and real blips on the map. Huh? So, yeah. 9/11 was funny in a way. Sad as fuck that almost 3,000 people died on an actual day from the initial event, and then hundreds upon hundreds more died due to health complications from inhaling a building full of office supplies. They inhaled a building full of office supplies, and cancers and all other kind of failure of major organs from all of these people, the first initial responders and the people who were silenced mysteriously for trying to tell people the truth. That shit is sad as fuck. It's sad as fuck. But it's funny that America is so dumb that they believe the lie. You fuckers are retarded. How dumb can you be? Like, really? It was 120-story building. 2, 3. Building 7 was 40 something stories. How did building 7 fall? We don't know. Wait. A 48-story building falls to the ground and you don't know how it happened. That's funny. That's the part I find funny.
World order, what the Bilderbergs are built. Yeah, 9/11 false flags, now they making trillions. Trained all the terrorists and now they want to kill them. Martial law is coming, so think about the children. Say we need a bigger army, so they gotta train the youth. Mandatory military service, what they gonna do? 18 to 25, 3 months of boot camp. Sending money overseas and still I can't get food stamps. 110 stories collapse, 10 seconds flat. Man, how the hell they do that? You must be can't do that. When I talk about this stuff, a lot of people do laugh. Police state put you in a FEMA camp too bad. The average person stressing no recession got us too bad. Big banks getting bailouts, the feds losing cash, soldiers still dying every day. Out in Iraq, they trying to sell the country. Now the people gotta take it back. Better read that Constitution, cause we need a new solution. 9/11 truth, got me ready for the revolution. Fighting for my freedom, cause man, I think you got to lose it. If you really patriotic, now the time to show improvement. Better read that Constitution, cause we need a new solution. 9/11 truth, got me ready for the revolution. Fighting for my freedom, cause man, I think you got to lose it. If you really patriotic, now the time to show improvement. Now the cap and trade, now they got the carbon tax. Plus they killed the Constitution when they made the Patriot Act. Now they got my phone tapped, selling you and all that. Tried to vote against it, but Barack Obama brought it back. Now they up on Act 2, spreading fast like Hank 2. Better drop that fast school, start to read some damn news. Wall Street gang tried to play us like some damn moves. Things won't change unless the people make some damn moves. PrisonPlanet.com, InfoWars and drop bombs. I know the truth is scary, but listen up and stay calm. Unemployment rate got so many ones that's still in robbed, but them peoples in the tower really lost their day job. Uncle Sam getting over cause he thinking we dumb. Wanna be a slave or do you wanna fight for freedom? Black president never thought that we would see. Want a president gon' change things, this is just a refront.
Bilderberg, where they say where it's gonna be at? Where is it gonna be, yo? Better read that Constitution, cause we need a new solution. 9/11 truth, got me ready for the revolution. Fighting for my freedom, cause man, I think we about to lose it. If you really patriotic, now the time to show and prove it. NAFTA, GATT, cap and trade. Now they got the carbon tax. Plus they killed the Constitution when they made the Patriot Act. Now they got my phone tapped, my cellular and all that. Tried to vote against it, but Barack Obama brought it back. Now they up on Act 2, spreading fast like hat chew. You better drop that fast food, start to read some damn news. Wall Street game trying to play us like some damn fools. Things won't change unless the people make some damn moves. PrisonPlanet.com, InfoWar just dropped bombs. I know the truth is scary, but listen up and stay calm. Unemployment rate got so many want to steal and rob. But the peoples in the tower really lost their day jobs. That boy been going ham on that shit, boy. Hey, tell me that shit ain't hot, yo. Come on, man. I had that fire back in the day. It took me a minute to write my shit because I'm really not a writer. It's hard for me to write. Look, when I write some shit, that should be making sense, yo. That's the Tupac in me. What? What? The no chrome. What the fuck is that?
The elite are all about.
Now, this is why I fuck with Alex Jones. Well, I don't fuck with him no more, but I used to. And everybody be like, that motherfucker sound crazy. That motherfucker sound crazy. Yeah, Alex Jones sound crazy. But at the same time, he the first motherfucker that ever told me about Bohemian Grove. He the first motherfucker told me about the Bilderberg Group and his what was that first Alex Jones documentary I saw, yo? I done watched so many of them shits. But listen, Alex Jones sounds crazy. But when somebody else say the same thing Alex Jones say, it ain't what he be saying, it's just how he say it.
Descendants and living forever and the secrets of the universe, and they want to know all this. Some are good, some are bad, some are a mix. They want to organize because they lust after power. Powerful consciousnesses don't want to dominate other people. They want to empower them, so they don't tend to get together until things are really late in the game. Then they come together. Evil's always defeated because good is so much stronger. And we're on this planet, and Einstein's physics showed, and Max Planck's physics showed there's at least 12 dimensions. And now that's all the top scientists and billionaires are coming out saying it's a false hologram. It is artificial. The computers are scanning it and finding tension points where it's artificially projected and gravity's bleeding in to this universe. That's what they call dark matter. So we're like a thought or a dream that's a wisp in some computer program, some God's mind, whatever. They're proving it all. It's all coming out.
I think most likely, this is just about probability. There are many, many simulations. These simulations are, you might as well call them reality, or you could call them multiverse.
These simulations, you believe, are created? Like someone has manufactured?
They're running on the substrate.
Now, there's like this sub-transmission zone below the third dimension that's just turned over to the most horrible things, is what it resonates to. And it's trying to get up into the third dimension that's just a basic level consciousness to launch into the next levels. And our species is already way up in the fifth, sixth dimension, consciously, our best people. But there's this big war trying to, like, basically destroy humanity because humanity has free will, and there's a decision to which level we want to go to. We have free will, so evil's allowed to come and contend, and not just good. And the elites themselves believe they're racing using human technology to try to take our best minds and build some type of breakaway civilization where they're going to merge with machines, transcend, and break away from the failed species that is man, which is kind of like a false transmission because they're thinking what they are is ugly and bad, projecting it onto themselves instead of believing, no, it's a human test about building us up.
Well, that's the scenario. The merge scenario with AI is the one that seems like probably the best. Like
For us.
Yes. Like if you can't beat it, join it. That's
Yeah.
So from a long-term existential standpoint, that's like the purpose of Neuralink, is to create a high bandwidth interface to the brain such that we can be symbiotic with AI. Because we have a bandwidth problem. You just can't communicate through your fingers, it's too slow.
Exactly, yo. Elon Musk saying the exact, bro. He said the exact same thing that Alex Jones said, but he don't sound crazy because he just talks in a different manner. But they're saying the exact same thing.
I knew about this before it was declassified. I'm just saying I have good sources. That they wanted to build a giant artificial system, and Google believes that the first artificial intelligence will be a supercomputer based on the neuron activities of the hive mind of humanity, with billions of people wired into it with the Internet of Things. And so all of our thoughts go into it, and we're actually building a computer that has real neurons in real time that's also psychically connected to us, that are organic creatures, so that they will have current prediction powers, future prediction powers, a true crystal ball. But the big secret is, once you have a crystal ball and know the future, you can add stimuli beforehand and make decisions that control the future. And so then it's the end of consciousness and free will for individuals, as we know, and a true 2.0 in a very bad way, hive mind consciousness with an AI jacked into everyone, knowing our hopes and dreams, delivering it to us, not in some PKD wirehead system where we plug in and give up on consciousness because of unlimited pleasure, but because we were already wired in and absorbed before we knew it, by giving over our consciousness to this system by our daily decisions that it was able to manipulate and control into a larger system.
Is there sort of like a collective AI in the Google sort of search, where we're all sort of plugged in as like nodes on the network, like leaves on a big tree, and we're all feeding this network without questions and answers. We're all collectively programming the AI, and and Google plus all the humans that connect to it are one giant cybernetic collective. This is also true of Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all these social networks. They're giant cybernetic collectives.
There's now
Yo, once again, Alex just sounded crazy when he said, "Oh, we're all hooked into the system. We're like nodes, and it's feeding off of every search that we do, and it's learning and it's growing, and it's an AI now. It's connected to organic creatures, and he sounds weird, but then Elon Musk just calmly says the same thing, and we're like, every time you do a Google search, you're feeding this AI that Google has built into their search engine. Same thing with Facebook, so it knows what you're looking for, what you're afraid of, what your likes and dislikes are, and it learns us. And soon that shit will not be in the control of anyone, and it will be a true general AI, a general artificial intelligence that can learn on its own. And the human mind can only store so much information, so much data. But a supercomputer with infinite computing capacity that can do calculations, can do 1,000 years worth of calculations in a matter of days or hours, depending on how it reprograms itself. Shit is getting fucking weird, bro. Shit is getting scary. Like I said, I don't listen to Alex Jones, but Alex he's on the same shit for the most part. I don't know. Like, he started backing Trump, and I was really iffy about that dude. Like, damn it, Alex. And, I understand I even look back at it now and understand what he was trying to do, but The one incident that really turned me off, and I tell this story all the time because I ain't gonna lie, yo. In my old songs, I say his name. I was rapping for InfoWars and Prison Planet, and I painted a picture of Alex Jones. You know what I'm saying? All this shit. I kind of idolized that dude. But then I seen him like have this run-in with the cast from the Young Turks, and he blatantly acts a fucking ass, like blatantly just over the top asshole, and then he immediately turns around and lies about it on camera. I'm like, damn, dude, you just gonna lie like that? Let me check my moral compass, cause I can't. I seen that shit, and that was during the presidential run up when for Trump and them. And I'm like, damn, yo, this motherfucker just straight up did some bullshit, like some straight dickhead asshole shit, and then lied about it. Like, Alex, that was you lost a fan, homie. Like, I really tried to rock with you, and I did for like years, bro, for like years. The bumper stickers on my car right now still come from InfoWars. But I mean, Trump, some of his policies I absolutely agree with, but he just a dickhead too. Like, bro, they certain shit you don't need to say, and you just pander to the fucking poor whites to make sure you get all their votes, knowing that you're not for poor people. You're for the rich. You know what I'm saying? You only fuck with rich people. We're gonna bring back clean coal. We're gonna build a wall to stop these raping, murdering ingrates from invading our country and taking our jobs. You know what's taking your jobs, homie? Automation, AI, robots. Unless you want to go out there in the field and pick some goddamn strawberries and all that shit. Them the jobs you want? I ain't think so. So stop saying motherfuckers come over here taking your jobs and shit. You got some illegal immigrants doing accounting and starting law firms and motherfucking doctors and shit. Illegals. You know what I'm saying? They plenty of good jobs out there. You just ain't qualified for them. And you know what I'm saying? How many illegal immigrants you even see like as truck drivers or like, you know what I'm saying? Any job that almost anybody can get. Man, most illegals work some fucking hellish ass construction jobs or straight labor work, you know what I'm saying? Them the jobs you missing? But anyway, I say some of his policies seem aight, some of them just, I don't know. He just seemed that he ain't my cup of tea. I don't know how to really say that shit. He just ain't for me. Fire that son of a bitch. That's what I do. I fire that son of a bitch. Man, that ain't nothing a fucking president supposed to say, bruh. A president. Now what if just imagine if, and I ain't vote for Obama neither, cause he in the good old boys club. But imagine if Obama did say some shit like, literally live TV, call somebody a son of a bitch. Didn't call his name, but we all fucking know who the fuck he was talking about, yo. And it's like, really, bro? You just did that. You called this, so you basically called his mom a bitch. You know? So you insulting him. Now if you would have said motherfucker or anything, it still would have been a very, very, very bad thing to say. But he hit him with the one that insults him and his mama. Fire that son of a bitch. Like, damn, Trump. Trump is making America great again. Oh my God. No. I don't see no real changes, man, that nobody can do in this country. Until you put an end to the Federal Reserve, bruh. Like you say, you watch Alex Jones enough. Until then, you already know. Ain't nothing gonna change, homie. These motherfucking banks run that shit. The banks run the corporations. The corporations run all the businesses. And the businesses run the economy. And our fake ass government is up there to tell us that they in charge. And we had a real trippy time too, bro, in history. Like literally, when the history books write about 21st century, you know what I'm saying, the rise of AI and all this other shit, global power changes because China is on a major move to rebuild the Silk Road. And a lot of people, I mean, America, we don't hardly make shit, so we're not exporting a lot of goods anymore. Most of our shit is in big data. And we're scared as fuck of AI in this country, but that doesn't mean, like he was talking about Google, Elon Musk always scared of Google and shit. Man, these other motherfucking countries ain't telling nobody what kind of projects they working on. You know what I'm saying? And America surely is slipping off as the world superpower. So, in this country, man, a lot of shit ain't gonna change, man. The ball ain't gonna be in our court for too much longer any goddamn way. I'm surprised our fucking dollar ain't been crashed. That's the only reason I was kind of in Bernie Sanders' corner. He wasn't gonna get me to vote for him, but he was gonna get me to listen to him. Cause that motherfucker was talking about auditing the Fed, yo. And that's some scary ass shit for they at. Oh, you do what? Audit who? Huh? Oh no. Nobody needs to look at our books. We got this shit all under control. Y'all ain't gonna audit shit. And that's what kept Bernie out that fucking seat, bro. Everybody know that shit, man. And he gon' man. And then if he really got in there, would the audit really go through? See how these motherfucking banks scamming the whole fucking globe with fucking debt credit and motherfucking fiat currency made off of debt. That's because they make the money. And they do not want a nation to have the ability and power to create their own money. And then when you think about every fucking Middle Eastern country we go to fucking war with, or we try to say arming terrorists and all these motherfucking gimmicks and shit, these are all countries that do not have a central bank and do not want a central bank. And so Western powers always try to constantly crush these motherfuckers into accepting democracy so they can set up in their countries and snatch all their resources. But at the same time, they do the shit anyway. All these permanent military installations all around the globe. Why the fuck we need to be everywhere? Oh, we're protecting American interests. Really? You're protecting American interests in Indonesia. South Korea, Hawaii, like y'all just everywhere. All our interests are global, right? But we don't fucking make shit no more.
Human counterstrike taking place to shut this off before it gets fully into place and to block these systems and to try to have an actual debate about where humanity goes and cut off the pedophiles and psychic vampires that are in control of this AI system before humanity's destroyed.
Wait a minute,
humanity
the pedophiles are controlled of AI? How'd the pedophiles get in control of AI?
The pedophiles at a whatever level, the devil, whatever you want to call it, this interdimensional thing that gives them advanced off-world technology, the fallen one that's not of this world, is giving them advanced knowledge
What
on
are you
how to
talking
construct
about?
these systems that have already been used before on other populations.
What?
Is that Satan?
But what are you
That's
talking
Satan.
about?
That's Satan.
But explain that. You're saying
Satan
something
becomes
insane.
something that the stupid preacher tells you about, who's totally controlled, or something you read about on in the news or TV.
Right.
But this is an interdimensional force that wants to influence us to build something that absorbs us and kills us, rather than the divine free will we're given to build something much better that empowers the species. So the species is now making a decision
Where are you getting
about its
this
entire
from?
future.
Where are you getting this from?
That's what it is.
But where are you getting it
I
from?
know from looking at all the data, researching it, studying it, watching the enemy. That's the big decision that humanity has now got before us.
Humans and electronics all interfacing and constantly connected.
Yes. Constantly.
One of the things that I've been thinking about a lot over the last few years is that one of the things that drives a lot of people crazy is how many people are obsessed with materialism and getting the latest, greatest thing. And I wonder how much of that is, well, a lot of it is most certainly fueling technology and innovation. And it almost seems like it's built into us. It's like what we like and what we want, that we're fueling this thing that's constantly around us all the time. And it doesn't seem possible that people are going to pump the brakes. It doesn't seem possible at this stage when we're constantly expecting the newest cell phone, the latest Tesla update, the newest MacBook Pro. Everything has to be newer and better. And that's going to lead to some incredible point. And it seems like it's built into us. It almost seems like it's an instinct that we're working towards this, that we like it.
Mm-hmm.
That our job, just like the ants build the anthill, our job is to somehow or other fuel this.
Yes. I made this comment some years ago, but it feels like we are the biological bootloader for AI, effectively. We are building it. And then we're building progressively greater intelligence. And the percentage of intelligence that is not human is increasing. And eventually, we will represent a very small percentage of intelligence. But the AI is informed, strangely, by the human limbic system. It is, in large part, our id writ large.
How so?
We mentioned all those things, the sort of primal drives.
Mm-hmm.
There's all the things that we like and hate and fear. They're all there on the internet. They're a projection of our limbic system. It's true.
No, it makes sense. And the thinking of it as thinking of corporations and just thinking of just human beings communicating online through these social media networks as some sort of an organism it's a cyborg. It's a combination. It's a combination of electronics and biology.
Yeah. It's a measure like is the success of these online systems is sort of a function of how much limbic resonance they're able to achieve with people. The more limbic resonance, the more engagement.
Whereas, like, one of the reasons why probably Instagram is more enticing than Twitter.
Limbic resonance.
Yeah, you get more images, more video.
Yes.
Tweaking your system more.
Yes.
Do you worry about or wonder, in fact, about what the next step is? I mean, a lot of people didn't see Twitter coming, that communicate with 140 characters or 280 now would be a thing that people would be interested in. Like, it's going to excel, it's going to become more connected to us, right?
Yes, things are getting more and more connected. They're, at this point, constrained by bandwidth. Our input-output is slow, particularly output. Output got worse with thumbs. We used to have input with 10 fingers, now we have thumbs. But images are they're a way of communicating at high bandwidth. You take pictures and you send pictures to people. That communicates far more information than you can communicate with your thumbs.
So what happened with you where you decided...
Medical negligence when treating a heart attack, stroke, or infection.
People who don't work on this, that or the other bad stuff, and it was additive. Same with even better. It's like a supercharged mouse.
Now,
so I take NMN every morning.
What is NMN?
Good question. So
It's like exercise in a bottle.
these are the things that we've been studying in my lab for the last 20 years. What are the processes that diet and exercise do for us that keep us healthy, and why does calorie restriction and intermittent fasting make animals live so much longer? And we think we've figured out a large part of how that works, and now we're mimicking that with molecules.
Is the idea that you can mimic it with molecules and it will be as effective as intermittent fasting?
I think the molecules will be better. And not only that, when we add them onto a healthy diet and exercise in the animals, they do even better. It's like a supercharged mouse.
Now, when you add them on to the mice, do you also add them on with intermittent fasting? And is there an additional benefit?
We do. One of the first molecules infamous molecules that we are known for is resveratrol from red wine. That molecule, discovered it in my 30s, so at least linked it to aging. What we showed was that if you give it to a fat mouse, they're as healthy as a thin mouse. They live just as long, they get heart disease and all of the other bad stuff. And it was additive. Same with exercise. If we give our latest molecule, called NMN, to a mouse, and we exercise it, it'll run even further than it could with either of those alone. So it's not an excuse to sit around and just eat chips and watch TV. It augments a healthy lifestyle, gets you further than what you could get naturally by the yeast. And what they do is they protect all organisms on the planet, plants, bacteria, humans, from deterioration and disease. They're like the Pentagon. They sense when we're hungry, sense when we're exercising, and they send out the troops to defend us. So when you put more of these genes into a yeast cell or a mouse, they'll live longer, between 5 to 20% longer. And so we think that these genes are responsible for the effects of dieting and exercise, which is great. What that means is we can now mimic that with molecules. So NMN is one of those molecules, so is resveratrol. You can think of resveratrol as the accelerator pedal for the sirtuin genes, and the NMN is the fuel. And without fuel, resveratrol won't work, so NMN is the gas in the car.
I've heard of resveratrol, but is NMN a new molecule? Is this commercially available?
Some people have started selling it on the internet.
The fucking internet.
It's related to NR, which is sold by a bunch of companies.
NR? Yeah,
nicotinamide riboside is a supplement that raises the levels of a molecule called NAD.
I feel like I should make a shopping list.
So get a pen. So while you're writing that down, Joe, so the sirtuins, okay, get this. So sirtuins need NAD to work. Without them, they don't work. In fact, if you don't have NAD in your body, you'd be dead in about 30 seconds. It's a really important molecule. But as we get older, we lose NAD. So by the time you're 50, like I almost am, you have about half the levels of what you had when you were 20. So that's not good. And these sirtuins, they don't protect the body without high levels of NAD. So what NMN does, and this other molecule called NR, which both you can get on the internet, they boost the body's levels of NAD back up to youthful levels again. And if we give them to mice, these molecules to mice, or even to worms or yeast, they live longer and they're super healthy.
Now, what level, like how many milligrams are you taking of these things?
NMN is something I get from myself. I'm not selling anything. So I take a gram of NMN in the morning. Based on clinical trials, it's been shown that will raise NAD.
With or without food?
I take a little bit of yogurt that I make myself at home, just to seal me. I've been doing this for a while, and I only start doing stuff when I see it work in animals first. So take the yogurt, mix in some resveratrol. Resveratrol is great, but it's really insoluble. It's like brick dust. So in the yogurt, it'll dissolve. Take another half a gram of resveratrol.
And how much? Half a gram?
Yeah. It's a powder. I have a few kilos left over from clinical trials in my basement. That's going to last me a few decades. And then I also take at night some metformin, which is probably the most radical thing that I take, which is a prescribable drug for diabetes.
Metformin?
Met-M. M-E-T.
And prescribable drug. But you don't have diabetes.
I do not.
But you take it for
preventing cancer, heart disease, Alzheimer's, and aging.
Can you spell it? M-E-T?
F-O-R-M-I-N. And so out of studies of 10,000 people and more, it's been shown that people who take metformin, even if they have diabetes, are protected against other diseases of aging, even frailty. And so most scientists, if you ask them in my field, will say, metformin is likely to extend your lifespan. It's just that the FDA doesn't let you have it for aging, because aging isn't a disease yet. I also take supplements, and in fact most of my colleagues are in the field of aging, or anti-aging as people call it. So I take NMN every morning.
What is NMN?
Good question. So let me take a quick step back.
Sure.
So about 20 years ago, Lenny Garanti and a team of us at MIT discovered a set of genes that controls aging.
And it is delicious.
That is good.
Young blood, the key to eternal youth? Vampires, evil queens, and a startup founder seem to think so. That's right, a startup founder. Jesse Karmazin is the mastermind behind Ambrosia Plasma. It's a startup that transfuses young blood into old people. They're opening their first clinic in New York City at the end of the year. Over the course of 2 days, the company infuses the patient with 1.5 liters of blood from a person aged 16 to 25. As of right now, there's no word on where that blood is actually coming from. The transfusions allegedly give recipients benefits like better focus, memory, and sleep, as well as an improved appearance. So does young blood actually make you feel and look younger? In 2017, 81 people paid $8,000 to be a part in a clinical trial in Monterey, California. The participants reported improved sleep and felt that they looked better. However, there are statistics from mice trials. Researchers at the University of California, Berkeley completed 2 studies in 2005 and 2016 where they transferred blood from younger mice into older mice. After the infusion, cells in the older mice were able to heal and reproduce like the cells of the younger mice. Whether or not it's actually effective in humans, Our fascination with blood has been around for centuries, so Ambrosia Plasma might be sticking around. So if you're interested, you can sign up on Ambrosia Plasma's website for the waitlist. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, please like, comment, subscribe. We're making a lot of fun stuff here at Cheddar, and we hope you keep watching.
Yo, I missed that whole thing. I had to run to the bathroom.
That's like better focus, memory, and sleep, as well as in opening their first clinic in New York City at the end of the year. Over the course of 2 days, the company infuses the patient with 1.5 liters of blood from a person aged 16 to 25. As of right now, there's no word on where that blood is actually coming from. The transfusions allegedly give recipients benefits like better focus, memory, and sleep, as well as an improved appearance. So does young blood actually make you feel and look younger? In 2017, 81 people paid $8,000 to be a part in a clinical trial in Monterey, California. The participants reported improved sleep and felt that they looked better. However, there are statistics from mice trials. Researchers at the University of California, Berkeley completed 2 studies in 2005 and 2016 where they transferred blood from younger mice into older mice. After the infusion, cells in the older mice were able to heal and reproduce like the cells of the younger mice. Whether or not it's actually effective in humans, our fascination with blood has been around for centuries, so Ambrosia Plasma might be sticking around. So if you're interested, you can sign up on Ambrosia Plasma's website for the waitlist. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, please like,
Are you tired of damaging your wall when hanging your wall decorations?
So you both live healthy lives. I like to believe I do as well. Would you get a blood transfusion from a younger person if you thought it would make you feel, look?
I feel like a young person.
Would you do it?
You look like a young person. Feel and look.
The answer is no.
If I really thought it would work, I might.
Okay. A controversial startup that offers to fill older patients with young blood for better health. That startup is now up and running. It's in 5 cities across the U.S. The CEO and founder of the Ambrosia Clinic, Dr. Jesse Karmazin, joins us via Skype. So, Jesse, can you explain exactly how this process works?
Sure. It is a standard blood transfusion. That means it's based on, proven medical technology. There's actually 10 million transfusions each year in the U.S. There's nothing different about what we're doing, except that we're using an existing treatment for aging, which is what we think is very exciting.
Dr. Jesse, you have to admit, yes, transfusions are there. It's very important, and they do a beautiful job with that in blood banks, etc. But to be honest, you can't say that transfusions are 100%.
Right, and no medical procedure is 100% safe. But like you're saying, blood banks do a really good job these days of screening for serious illnesses, and so the rates are something like 1 in several million to catch a transmissible
and then
disease.
the next question, physiologically, explain to the 3 docs up here how you feel that younger blood components is going to make you feel more youthful.
Right, there's real science behind this. So scientists at Harvard, UCSF, and Stanford and other universities have shown that molecules decline as we age, and supplementing them restores function to our brains, hearts, pancreas, liver, muscles, other tissues.
So, Jesse, let's just say I roll into your clinic. Number 1, what do I have to pay? And number 2, how do I know what I'm really getting?
Right. So we work directly with blood banks that supply other hospitals with plasma for transfusions. So it's coming from the very same blood banks, and they work with us to obtain this young donor plasma. The lowest price point is $8,000. We're trying to make that even lower in the future, but that's where we are right now.
To prove that it's effective, did you do any studies where you infuse blood and you infuse like IV fluids or something like that to ask people how they felt after? And if so, how large were those studies?
Yeah, so we did a study, but it wasn't randomized or placebo-controlled, and so it's not the best kind of study.
So people knew what they were getting.
That's right. People knew it was open label, but each patient received a single dose of plasma, and we measured about 100 biomarkers before and 1 month after treatment, which is quite a ways after the treatment, and we saw real results in terms of physiologic changes in those blood tests that we'll be publishing soon, and we measured that in about 100 patients, so it was a good number.
Jesse, can I ask why you wouldn't do something where we could actually have real science? Quite frankly, I feel like you guys had an opportunity. If someone wants to leverage this into a money-making operation, I'm fine with that, but why not do a good study rather than, quite frankly, a really poorly designed study?
I think it's difficult to do that size of a study because right now, blood can't be patented. So investors aren't particularly interested in funding the sort of multi-million-dollar study that you're talking about. That's the gold standard of clinical trials. So we took a trial design that's not quite as rigorous, but still gave us a lot of information about how this treatment works.
Would you at least be amenable to doing a small study? I mean, there's power in numbers, but maybe even 100 or 200 people and not letting them know what they're getting. So when you ask them if they feel better in a few months, then they don't have that placebo effect. And even that smaller study would hold more weight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. If we find the resources to do that kind of study, I think that would be the best thing for this new treatment.
So how do you...
Masimo's non-invasive hemoglobin monitoring.
These motherfuckers ain't drinking that shit. They getting blood transfusions. What's the motherfucker from The Price is Right? Yo, that motherfucker ain't aged for like 50 years, yo. He was probably getting blood transfusions way back then. Somebody asked me what I'm doing this weekend. I'm gonna tell them I'm painting a house. I won't be lying. Alright, I got my palette clean, got new paints up here, and I think I'm finally getting these colors the way I want them to be. So, I did have work today, and I do have work tomorrow. I think I'm about to find something to eat and take my ass to bed. What time is it? Oh, it's 10 o'clock. I ain't even ate nothing yet. Mercy, mercy me. Okay. Yeah. These lines be killing me, yo. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie about the lines. How steady do I have to hold my hand? Jesus. Bruh. This is when I need an assistant. Assistant! Yes, Master Painter Prince. Here's a brush. Do this part. Homework for the day. Alright, I'm done. Shit. I shouldn't have started so late. Alright. Yeah. Just fucking drop that. Alright. Alright guys, I'm hella sleepy and hella hungry. I gotta get the hell out of the studio. Appreciate y'all coming in here, chilling with me, chit-chatting, and watching the progress on the paintings. This one's gonna be hot. So I said, why you got lotion in your studio? All my lotion gone too, damn. Them gloves be having my hands dry as shit. Alright, I'll definitely get with you guys next time. Peace.